graduated as seniors at Woodrow Wilson High School. It brings to mind an old saying that goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I think you'll see that tonight in this video. It's an update of where the students that you graduated with 20 years ago are today. It'll be a great comparison, I think. You know, it was both a great time and a lousy time when we were in school back then. But we made it together. And that's the important thing. During one of the most important periods of our life, we made it through together. Now, as you see this video, and you think back on what happened, try to find some resemblances of those people that you see tonight in the memories that you have of what happened when we were together in high school. We also want to remember those fellow classmates who have passed on before us and who are no longer with us today. Although we only have memories of them left, they were an important part and a contribution to our life as well. So sit back and enjoy the Woodrow Wilson Wildcat 20-year review. And now, would you please rise and sing with me our alma mater. Hail, alma mater, hats off to you. Ever you'll find us loyal and true, firm and undaunted, ever will be. Hail to the school we love. Here's a toast to thee.
Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, now. Baby, come on and work it on out. Work it on out. Well, work it on out. Work it on out. You know you look so good. Look so good. You know you got me going now. Just like I knew you would. Like I knew you would. Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Penny Lane, there is a bar showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to know, and all the people that come and go stop and say hello. On the corner is a banker with a motor car. The little children laugh at him behind his back, and the banker never wears a mask in the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes.
Can you toot your horn for me?
Let's see if I even got one this time. Let's try this one.
Hi, Glenda.
Hi, Jeanette.
How are you doing out here?
Great. Beautiful day. It's a little cloudy, but
Do you jog out here every day? You look like a real runner.
yes, I do.
What are you into? You've been doing this a long time?
I've been running for about 4 years, 4.5 years now. And I have been very competitive. And
running-
I'm training for Boston.
The Boston Marathon?
Yes.
When is that going to be?
It's going to be April the 20th.
Have you done very many marathons before?
I've done 4 marathons. This will be my 5th one. I've placed in 2. White Rock. White Rock.
We have a 20-year reunion coming up. Are you planning on being there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. After 20 years, I got to see some of those clowns.
You haven't seen anybody since the last reunion?
I've seen a few guys.
Who have you run into?
I've run into Tim Mitchell and see Steve Hughes occasionally.
Now, he's out of state now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Colorado. See Johnny Reed on occasion when he comes to town. Charlie Taylor occasionally. And who else? Mike Corley. I see Mike all the time.
Now, Mike, I heard, isn't he doing videos too? Isn't he coming?
Yeah, he's taping sports events and that kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's big into it, from what I gather.
Well, at the 10-year reunion, the last time I talked to you, you did not have any children, and now you have a little girl who's in kindergarten,
Yeah, kindergartner
and a little boy who's 9.
and 9-year-old checkerhead.
Well, how has fatherhood changed your life?
There went spontaneity right out the window. It's still a joke at my house when friends call who don't have children and say on Friday night at 6:30, hey, we're going to dinner, why don't you go with us? It's such fun to laugh and say, you got to be kidding.
Well, how would your friends say that you have changed the most? People who haven't seen you, like me, who are seeing this gorgeous gray hair, how are your friends going to say you have changed the most?
Probably gotten grayer. Still as ugly, so that never changed.
Still somewhat of a little ham, aren't you?
What else?
Are you grown up yet?
Nah. Hope I never do that.
So, Allison Ruth Ford Smith Kramer cooks.
Would you like the whole name right?
Get the whole name for
It's
me.
Ruth Ford Elizabeth Allison Smith Kramer.
Okay.
Legally.
Four. Well, let me take you on a trip into your past. When you
Oh,
think
dear.
about Woodrow Wilson High School,
Yes.
were there any, I start to say boys, but we have to think about them as men now. Were there any guys from Woodrow that you ever had a secret longing for, a secret crush that they never knew about it?
I'm not telling now either.
Oh, come on.
No.
Okay. Who is the first boy that you ever liked or kissed or dated?
Oh, I had the
Or all three.
worst crush forever, ever, ever on Randy Cooper.
I think now is your chance to tell Randy Cooper that.
Randy Cooper, I had a crush on you in the 5th grade, 6th grade, the 7th grade, and the 8th grade, and the 9th grade. And Mrs. Foss, our English teacher in the 8th grade, told me to hang out the bus window and give you a big kiss, but I was too embarrassed to do that. And when Randy invited me to go to the football banquet our sophomore year, I was so excited I rolled all over the floor. I could not bear it.
Did he kiss you goodnight?
No,
Do you mean to this day you have never kissed Randy Cooper?
no, that is not true.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. If you proud to beg, and you know it, please don't leave me, girl. If you proud to plead, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl. Now I heard
Why do more people watch Action 4 News? Because 4 has more with Cynthia Smith. As Kansas City's news leader, Cynthia reports the news that affects you by putting you in touch with the decision makers, the people that influence the way we live. From Washington to El Salvador, from Vice President Bush to Senator Kassenbaum, Cynthia's complete coverage of local and world events keeps you up to date with the news you need to know. More people watch Action 4 News because 4 has more with Cynthia Smith.
Poll tonight shows AIDS now rivals cancer as the disease Americans fear most. More than half of the adults responding to the Media General Associated Press poll believe almost everyone is at risk of getting AIDS.
Still don't.
We were all raised in East Dallas, born in Baylor Hospital.
Me too.
And for the most part, none of this was available to us unless we went over on Lover's Lane and paid our $2 an hour.
Oh, and down by White Rock Trail, and they have
Down by
horseback riding there.
Now, whatever they had available. And as far as really getting a good basis for riding and a good learning experience, we didn't have that. And out here in Irving started out as 7 communities that grew together, and a lot of it is still the old farmhouses. Our home is on the original site of a farmhouse. It still has a well and a lot of huge pecan trees. And a lot of the people around us have horses and other livestock as well.
So when you moved out here to Irving, you already had your interest in horses? Is that one of the reasons you came out here?
No, I came out here because of my interest in my husband.
Oh.
What?
He's kind of prancing, isn't he?
I can't hear you.
Is he prancing?
Well, he just sort of jogs.
He has a great butt. What about you? Are you for sale?
Edit that, please.
That's out. Okay, we took that
edit
out.
please.
That's gone.
You said you weren't going to ask me any compromise.
I know, but you made me nervous.
Well, by shooting at you? You're making me nervous in here with your mini cam.
Oh, okay, but it's Susie's mini camp. Well, okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I want you to describe to me a typical Saturday night in Dallas in 1967.
Oh, probably getting crazy with those hoodlum friends I probably hung out with. I won't name any names or incriminate anybody, but you're probably looking at this right now. You know who you are.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, this neighborhood has really changed since I've moved down here. You know, Dad had a grocery store down here forever.
Where?
It was across the street, and it was called Garden Food Store.
Yes, I remember.
And he closed it up and I opened this place up. When I opened Little Gus's, there was nobody down here. I mean, it was bad. You wouldn't want to be on the street at night. I mean, it was horrible.
Now, hadn't Little Gus's always been here?
It's been in my family since 47.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And my uncle closed it in 70 because of his health.
Uh-huh.
And he passed away in 72, and I finished college and decided, well, I didn't study in college. I decided I might as well just get in the restaurant business.
Go to work.
And I opened this about, must have been 73. And just grew from there. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we started doing a different menu at night, just doing Greek food at night.
Now, I've read that in the paper. Y'all close for a few hours and then open up.
Yeah.
And,
Close at 4 and open back at 6.
Okay. Y'all have baklava?
Oh, yeah, Mother makes it. It's real good. I'll give you a piece before you go.
Oh, that's nice. Do you know the Chodeses? Are they friends or relatives of yours?
Which Chodeses?
Well, I grew up on Mercedes, and they
They're
lived
my
across.
cousins.
Okay.
We're on Mercedes.
5712, 4 houses.
I don't
from Green-
remember that. Yes, I do remember that. Yes, I do. That's right. God, that's been a long time ago.
Who do you belong to, Matt?
Jenkins family.
Jenkins family. Who's your daddy?
Billy.
Billy? Has anyone ever told you look just like Billy? Where did Billy go? There's Billy. Has anybody ever told you that?
No.
Did he teach you how to play soccer?
Yes.
Softball?
No.
Does he give you an allowance?
Sometimes.
What else does your daddy do?
Teach me a bunch of sports.
He's kind of an athletic guy, isn't he?
Yes.
Does he stay in good shape?
Yes.
Are you proud of your daddy?
Yes. He still plays softball and racquetball.
He does?
Yes.
Racquetball? Can you play that?
Beach ball?
Yeah?
Yes.
Does he cook?
Mostly on Sundays.
days?
Steak, sometimes chicken, well, barbecue chicken, fish.
Sounds like a pretty good cook.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Yeah.
It must be okay.
You're cute. Where do you go to school?
Merriman Park.
Merriman Park?
Yes.
What grade are you in?
Second.
Second grade? Do you make good grades at school?
Sometimes and sometimes I don't.
Oh, I can't believe that you do anything but make straight A's.
The only bad thing is I get B's and that's all.
What do you get B's in?
Behavior.
That's true. That's obviously takes after his mother.
He's so fine. She were mine. That handsome boy over there. One with the wavy hair. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make him mine. He's the envy of all the girls. It's just a matter of time. He's a soft-spoken guy. Nothing you could take can tear me away from my God. Nothing you could do, 'cause I'm stuck like glue to my God. I'm sticking to my God like a stamp to a ladder, like birds of a feather. We stick together, I'm telling you from the start, I can't be torn apart from my God. Nothing you could do could make me untrue to my God. My God. Nothing you could buy could make me tell a lie to my God. I gave my God my word of honor to be faithful. I go out to be a man. Will I dig the same things that turned me on as a kid? Will I look back and say that I wish I hadn't done what I did? Will I choose the rest and still be both sides? Will I go out to be a man? Will I look for the same things in a woman that I dig in a girl? 15. Will I settle down faster? Will I first when I travel the world? 16. Now I am young and free. I will leave me. I will leave. Will I go out to be a
A typical Sunday afternoon with Ma and Pa Barnett and the kids. This is Jackie and Jimmy. Tell me your boys' names. Boys?
Let's see, Jason.
Jason, the oldest.
And Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. They don't look a thing like you, Jimmy.
And Jackie.
Jackie.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jackie, Jimmy, Jason, Jeffrey.
Is that what we call it? Onomatopoeia?
That's right. Onomatopoeia.
Well, tell me what you've done the last 20 years of your life. Start with summer of 1967, and you've got...
Basically, what we've done the last 20 years is paid off an incredible amount of debt. No, we've been practicing pharmacy. My wife's a pharmacist, I'm a pharmacist. And my sons both deal drugs. Jason is basically the
for Jason. Oh,
Jeffrey's main thrust is at the grade school level.
grade school. Starting them out young.
Minor tranquilizers and stimulants. Jason's specialty is hallucinogens. LSD, mescaline, little coke.
Okay.
Soon they'll be licensed to do this, like I am.
Yes, tell me what it's like to be our age and have a newborn.
Well,
Does it keep you young or make you wonder what on earth?
I was telling Kevin one up, people always say, oh, the later you have babies, the younger it keeps you. And I'm like, this is supposed to keep me young, dragging this baby around. But I guess it does, because I guess it keeps you up on what's new. When this one gets up there, I'll still have to be figuring out what's new at that time,
Yeah.
Where the other ones will be older. I guess, I'll still be into what's going on, So I guess that's what they mean when they say it keeps you young. I don't know.
Well, are you going to wait a few months before you have number 5?
I'm not going to have a 5th. We are through. I have been, that we've taken care of that. With me.
Could you tell us how Woodrow Wilson has changed in the last 20 years since the class of 67 graduated?
I just happen to have a yearbook. There's no class like the class of 67. But there's a few that's come close. But there's no class like these senior students in this. But you asked me how school's changed. Really, we still have great kids. We still have a few problems, few what you call turkeys, but they usually come out of it. But you still have 17, 16, 17, 18-year-old students. You still have those that really try hard in your classes. You have those that don't try as hard. You still have the tardies. You still have those that go to lunch during the noon hour. And I think of 2 students right off about the noon hour. Let's see, I think I remember a guy named Lloyd Edwards and a guy named Larry Wallace. I believe one day they went to lunch, and I carried them ice cream up there to eat.
Oh, you mean they left school?
Yeah, I believe that you could say it that way. I believe they did leave school during the lunch period. And
where did they go?
I believe they went out to eat. I believe they went out to eat that day. That's the day I took them the ice cream for dessert. But also along with the dessert, I still owe them this right here.
This is your famous Woodrow Wilson.
This is the steak, or this is the dessert they still got coming to them. Now, when is this reunion?
Well, I believe it's July 11th at Lakewood Country Club, 7:30.
Can you get the word to Lloyd and Larry that they still got a debt to pay to Woodrow Wilson High School?
I think they're probably watching this as we speak. And Mr. Pierce, is that them walking out the front door?
That wasn't a gun joke, that was a gagging joke. It was grody to the max, it wasn't a gagging joke. It was so gross, I could just gag myself. Timmy told that one to me. That's right. Tell it to Mikey. That's right. He'll laugh at anything. That's right.
Guys, excuse me, where's your... Tim?
What is it now, Deanne?
Tim, look, it's our 20-year high school reunion. The boys are darling. I mean, you've got the cutest boys, but Tim, we are not doing a skit. We are not doing theater. You're not getting a grade on this, Tim.
Now, Deanne, I'm going to tell you something right now. If Miss Ackelman were here, she'd tell you that you're wrong. Because
That's right. That's right, Deanne. You're being entirely too hard on him.
that's right, and I
He's
was,
one of my most creative students.
and I was the star of all the shows.
That's
Just
right.
ask her.
That's right, you are.
That's right. How much do I owe you now, Helen? $10 will have to do.
Well, that might buy lunch.
Well, at least they got us out of the last 6 weeks when we were making the film.
Well, have you always had this interest in plants?
Yes, I got into the plants about 6 years ago, working seasonally with my brother, who's a very good retailer and marketing person. person.
Now, didn't he have the Christmas tree store?
He had the Christmas tree store also. His name's Jeff Patton. He
Jeff
has
Patton.
Patton's Corner Christmas trees. And Jeff Patton's Custom Christmas tree.
So y'all just incorporated and you have this branch over here?
No, I just worked with him for a couple of years, and then I took off on my own. Got in trouble with Cotton Miles and the football team. Hung out with the wrong boys. And I refused to bow down to his demands that I hang out with the right people.
Who was your girlfriend in high school?
Who was my girlfriend in high school? Well, actually, in junior high school, since most of us go back to junior high school also, it's relevant to add that my present wife, Rebecca, was my junior high school sweetheart. She was in the 9th grade whenever we went into the 8th grade at Long, and she was a captain on the drill team and caught my eye immediately as a real tall, big girl that got a lot of respect from the other girls, and they were all stomping their boots and blowing whistles and wearing uniforms, and it was wonderful.
Really and truly, tell me the truth. How old is your oldest child? 30. No, really and truly. 21. 17. Are you telling me the truth?
That's the truth.
You have a son that's 21?
I have a son, 21, and you might get the award. I'm going to get the award.
But Karen, this is only our 20th reunion. You mean when we were juniors, you didn't...
I was great with child when I sat in the film room with the morning sickness. I'm about to throw up.
How did you handle PE, Karen?
How did I handle PE?
Yeah.
Very carefully.
Well, Manuel, how long have you lived here on Vanderbilt?
We've been here for the past 3 years, but we were on Merrimack for about 7 years before that, just about 3 blocks over.
Yeah. Are you still working for Neiman?
Yeah, I'll be with Neiman's for 14 years this summer, about the time of our reunion. And I'm in corporate personnel for Neiman's. I'm responsible for hiring and placing executives for the company. And this is about the 8th or 10th job that I've had with Neiman's over the years.
Well, hadn't you just come back from Chicago after the 10-year reunion?
Yeah, we spent about 2 years in Chicago, actually in Northbrook, north of Chicago, when we opened the first Neiman's store in Chicago back in 74, 75.
Yeah. Is that Libby back there cutting the yard?
Oh yeah, this is an every Saturday morning routine.
Well, she does a real nice job.
She gets me a glass of tea and then she goes and gets the lawnmower. She says it keeps her slim and trim.
Oh, she certainly looks good.
We've only been dating for 21 years this summer.
That's right.
I think she's doing okay.
Y'all are still dating.
Hi, Al. This is Allison. She's the newest member. Obviously, we got a late start on the rest of our classmates in having children.
We may not be through yet.
Allison will be in the graduating class of 2002.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder. Smile. So may I introduce to you, active number all these years.
rain, although it certainly does feel good. Can you point out the grounds and tell us about this beautiful home on Lake Shore?
Sure, I'd love to.
Without getting wet.
Absolutely. As I said before, this is 7100 Lake Shore. It's on the corner of Lake Shore and Winstead, and we back, as you can see, we back to Togalon Park. And, you know, you and I had talked about filming this thing fairly close to the lake, and this is about as close as we can get. You could see it from upstairs. There's a little patio area upstairs, and you can see from that deck, the deck area, actually. And the grounds are gorgeous. They're all sprinkled. Of course, today they are sprinkled naturally. We don't need that. But also the tennis courts are right behind us as well. They're on this side. You can see through the trees, although it gives you, with the spring and the trees all coming out, gives us all kinds of privacy. Also, there's an area as you walk the grounds. This is what really gives you a good idea of the size of this lot. It's extra large. You make a corner around the garage. It's a two-car garage with a genie, garage door opener, and then there's a quarters there that's larger than most for our area. As you go around that corner, there's a large, expansive land that would be fabulous to put a pool, because then you could have a privacy fence on that curve and then still have an open iron fence and enjoy the view of the park. That's part of the value of this property, quite frankly, is to keep that beautiful view of the park.
Well, you sold me. When you think about Woodrow Wilson, what kind of memories do you have? Reminisce for me.
Can't remember back that far. On the way over here, the only thing I could think of is the horseshoe used to flood. And I think it was... I think it was our senior year. I had to go to school early for some reason. And it was pouring down rain, and I was already there, and the football boys were having to carry the girls from the cars into the school because the horseshoe was flooded. And I thought, oh shucks, I got here early.
Speaking of jail, didn't I hear something about a car wreck or a car that fell off a Puff Bridge or drove off a Puff Bridge?
I heard something about that.
Was that you, Ben?
It didn't have nothing to do with that.
Were you in on that?
Burned the next night or something? I heard something about that too.
Tell us something about that, Ben. What was your
Tell the
version?
truth this time.
I remember going off the top of the bridge, Bill Oates' daddy's car. And
He'd like to know that now.
Marty Hargrave, Bill Oates, myself, Mike Barnes, and Steve Smart, who went to another school.
And?
The rest is anything. The rest is a blank.
What happened after?
I think the bridge burned down.
That particular night, what happened?
Well, we got taken to the Parkland emergency room, and then I think my dad and Hardy's mother got us out. Then we had to go down to the police station the next day, and we were in a little trouble. We were all underage, needless to say, and rather inebriated.
All of you had to go to the police department the next day?
Except Mike Barnes and Steve Smart. They ran off after that.
They never got in trouble for it?
No, nobody ever knew they were there.
They're still looking for them.
Officer Jennings did not know about that?
Not that I know of.
Do you keep up with any of your old friends now? You know, old buddies?
Oh, yeah. How about Larry? Come on, Larry. Hey, Wallace. Larry Wallace. Larry Wallace. Yeah. Hey, Larry. I thought you couldn't make it, Larry. All right, Larry.
Is this Larry Wallace from our class?
Yeah. Hey. Graduated 67 with us. He's a good friend of mine, and Ben. Come here, Larry. Yeah. How you doing there, bud? All right.
Well, I saw you at the 10-year reunion, I believe, but you hadn't changed a bit.
That's right. Hey, we do what we want these days, like we did 20 years ago. That's right. Nothing.
Don't y'all think that maybe you shouldn't drink out here with, you know, Mr. Pierce might
Hey,
come out?
we don't worry about Wayne. Wayne does right anymore. We're not afraid of him no more. He's kind of...
I don't know how to tell y'all this, but, well...
he won't mind. Oh, no. He can't have anything to say about it. Oh, no.
Same stuff after 20 years. Huh? Listen, I want to tell the graduating class of 67 that these guys still owe a few things back to school. To draw interest, I want you to bend over.
All right.
The school needs to collect back.
We got to call our probation
What
officer.
you owe. I see you're still doing the same old thing you're doing.
Boy, y'all still suckering for that, huh? We must like it. Friendly after all these years. There. I tell you what.
Bend over.
How come it's nothing like this in the office? Whoa, yeah. I remember that.
Oh, all right. Larry.
Larry, come on, Larry. Hey, there's no place like home.
2 dogs? What are their names?
Jelly and peanut butter.
Oh, that's interesting names. Okay. And how old are they?
5 years and one is 2 months.
And they live here in Bentry with their mother,
Yes,
Kelly
they
Gary.
do.
Kelly Gary Mapes.
Everything's up to date in Kansas City. They've gone about as far as they can go. They got a big theater they call a Burley Q. For 50 cents you can see a dandy show. Now,
There's no business like show. Business like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you have that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra pound. There's no people like show. People they smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you opened and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they hung a star. Let's go on with our show.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Jay.
Welcome to our home. I want to introduce you to my wife, Linda.
Hi.
She's a cute little old gal, isn't she?
Yeah.
Sweet as sugar, isn't she? Come on inside. Let's look at it. Let's talk about the last 20 years. We'll get caught up. Come on inside.
Well, Jay, is pool one of your hobbies?
Oh, you might say it is. Actually, we had a choice when we moved into this house of either this kind of a pool or a pool in the backyard, and actually this is about the only kind we can afford. So we've actually made it one of our hobbies. But
Well, tell
already been said. Actually, our grandpa.
Here you are, Dad.
Thank you so much. Life is good. Where was I? Actually, I graduated from the University of Texas with an accounting degree, and I've since gotten my CPA exam passed. Been working for Sun Oil Company for about the last 13 years. Right now, I'm in a group called Financial Analysis in the production side of the business. In addition to that, I play some golf. I play a little golf. We're members of the Trembling Hills Country Club in beautiful rolling hills of Wortham, Texas. Play a little racquetball now and then. One of the things Linda and I like to do is collect black and white pictures of elderly people. It's a pretty exciting thing, but actually in the last couple of years, the thing that we've really gotten involved in, and I wish I had some pictures here to show you, but we've gotten real excited about an event called stage diving at heavy metal concerts. And if you're not familiar with it, it's real exciting. And I guess the last couple of concerts we've been to, Ozzy Osbourne, Megadeth, what can I say? It's just a real exciting hobby.
Well, Jay, do you have any messages for your high school classmates?
Well, not specifically messages. At this point, I really look forward to seeing everybody at the reunion. But I do have one, I guess, message I need to pass along to Mike Barnes, or for the benefit of Mike. Officer J.E. Jennings, I guess it was, called the house about 3 days ago. And he's trying to put together some information relative to an investigation that, I guess back 20 years ago, maybe a little longer than that, a group of us were out driving around one night, and I've been trying to get these guys to take me home. You know, I didn't want any part of this, these shenanigans that they were doing. But I guess what happened was we were over somewhere in Lakewood, and Mike Barnes got out of the car at a barricade. There was a wooden barricade on a street that was being repaired, and he turned over one of these smudge pots, and the smudge pot you know, we didn't think anything of it. He jumped back in the car and we drove off, and I'm under the seat, you know. And about 5-10 minutes later, we hear this fire engine roaring around the neighborhood, so we kind of sneak back down the next street, and we look down there, and this wooden barricade in the street is just ablaze, on fire, and this firemen are out there trying to put it out. And just tell Mike, I didn't say anything to Officer Jennings. I played kind of dumb, but he is kind of looking for Mike or for somebody, whoever's responsible for that. So
Well,
you might tell Mike to lay kind of low.
his secret is safe with me.
Good.
See? That's Carol Ann. Can you see her?
That's Carol Ann, and this is Carol Ann.
And that's Carol Ann.
Before and after, now and then. Both looking good. And you are?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Carol Ann, who is this lady next to you?
Martha Bruton. I love it.
And didn't you go to Robert E. Lee with me?
I did. I went to Robert E. Lee, and Carol Ann was my best friend. Carol was my best friend in, what, 2nd and 3rd grade?
At least.
2nd and 3rd, somewhere in the 4th. No.
And y'all just happen to live in Fort Worth, Texas, right?
I live in Fort Worth.
Okay.
Come see me.
Oh, we will. Now, what do you do in Fort Worth, Martha?
I rob banks.
Can't hear you.
I rob banks.
Good.
Yes.
And Carol, what do you do these days?
I teach aerobics.
That's why you're so skinny.
Look at her body, people. She's thin and beautiful.
And I know that you'll be at the reunion.
Yes, I'll be at the reunion.
Carol and Martha, I heard a little rumor that you two might almost win our Who's Been Married the Longest to the Same Person award.
That's ridiculous. Surely someone else out there has been married long.
How long have you married, Martha?
18 years.
18 to the same person.
What date is your anniversary?
Well, you've been married longer. You've been married, what, a year?
19 in September.
Yeah. So, and I'm in June. So.
It'll be 18 for you in June.
No, I'm already, well, yeah.
18 in June. Yeah. And mine will be 19.
You'll be 19 years in June?
No, 19 in September. She'll be 18 in June. I'll be 19 in September.
To the same person.
To the same person. It's been a
long time.
A long time. It's...
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you. Somewhere, baby. Somehow I know it. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you. Believe me, baby. I know it, baby. No more books and studies. Now I can say I'm safe with my studies. I can do the things that I want to do. 'Cause all my exams are through. I can root for the Yankees from the bleachers. And don't have to worry about teachers. And I'm so glad that school is out. I could have sing and shout. Everybody gonna have some fun.
Susan?
Go.
And Ben, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Ken?
Here we are on the elephant slide again.
Old times. What can I say?
Well, do you have any kids?
We sure do. We have 3 boys.
Three
Would you like to meet
boys.
them?
I'd love to meet them.
Okay, hit it. The first one is the youngest, Christopher, who's 8. Hi.
Hi, Chris.
Love boys. Okay, into the house. And this is Chad, our 11-year-old.
Chad.
Oh, no. And this is the one that's bigger than both of us, Brian.
This is our 6-footer.
He'll be 15. He'll be 15 in 2 days.
And we've been married 4 years.
And no girls yet, right?
No girls. It's all boys.
We're not going to try.
Okay. What's it like to be surrounded by all these men, Susan?
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant. Okay. Well, now, y'all went together for a long time in high school. I bet you have a lot of happy memories of your days at Woodrow Wilson.
Happy memories?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Well,
What are some of them?
this is one of my memories. The crash
Crutches.
Starting in 8th grade all the way through Long Woodrow, I spent most of my time on the crutches.
I remember that.
And after 23 years, had 3 knee operations.
I nursed him back to health every time, you know.
Well, I have good memories of Woodrow. You can see it right here.
Let's see your scar.
See if you can see the scars. I got there, and there.
But, you know, there were times when, you know, I mean, I did everything I could for him. And, you know, he just, well, he was not very nice.
He wasn't very nice to you?
No, because, you know, right during the time where he was hurt and had surgery, and I was there at the hospital every day. Every day. Remember that? Every day from the hospital.
Okay.
Remember that?
Okay.
And one time I went up there, and he said, I don't feel like seeing you right now. He broke up with me that very day.
Ben.
You remember that?
Made her sick, yeah.
Why did you break up with Susan?
I can't even remember.
That's right. Here I am. I want to take this opportunity to bless all of you. You ask me what I've done since I left school. After talking for many, many months with Coach Bobby Bean, I became, that's right, a rabbi. So what I would like to do at this time is bless all of you in the senior class of 1967. And we're going to start this way. And Jerry, I hope you're listening. Ready? Pray. Bless all of you. Bless all of you, my children, who I know are quite a bit older now. And may you have the very best of lives. And may Bobby and I both see you again in 20 years. Thank you.
House. In fact, we're only a couple blocks away, and it was myself, Mike, David Gilmore.
In your car?
The week before, it was my mother's car. I only had my license like a week. We were going through an intersection, and a lady hit us broadside, knocked us up into a yard. We knocked over a fire hydrant. We had a couple cases of beer in the trunk, and fortunately, when the fire hydrant went through the trunk, it locked the trunk shut so the police couldn't get in it.
How'd y'all get the beer? Who got the beer? Who got the beer?
I'll blame it on Mike. I'd say that he got the beer.
You're saying Mike Barnes got the cases of beer?
I looked too young and innocent at that stage to buy beer.
Now, you know I'm going to go take this to Mike.
Oh, of course.
Hi, Deanne.
Hi, Blake.
Oh, I'm glad you came.
Oh.
This is a good idea. I'd like to show you some of the work we've been doing.
Well, we wanted you to be on our high school reunion video and see your house.
Well, it's another work day. But a friend of mine's house here burned down, and we, I won't say who set the fire. We are adding this whole second floor, and I did a lot of the design work and so on and so forth. Would you like to see some of the work we've done inside?
Can you show me? I'd love to go on a tour.
Sure. Let's take a look. This room is the game room upstairs that we added. We redesigned and added this room and 3 bedrooms and a bath upstairs here. And so far, real pleased with the way it's coming out. We've been working on this house about 6 weeks now and should be through in about another 6 or 8 weeks.
It's very pretty outside. Look at all those trees.
Yeah, they have a nice view from up here. Would you like to see the outside?
Yeah, I really would.
The pool area and everything's coming out real well, too.
Okay. Blake, thank you so much for taking me on a tour of your house. You've done a really fine job here.
Well, thanks a lot. I enjoyed showing you. I really did. Appreciate it.
You forgot to tell me, do you have a family?
Oh, yeah, sure. I have a lovely wife, Melinda. She works with me. I think she's around here.
Oh, Melinda?
Baby. Here they are. Here they are. This is Melinda and Ryan.
You say hi?
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Is that a boy?
Ryan wants to grow up to be a soldier.
Okay.
He's got the temperament for it.
Yeah, he is.
Tough guy.
Hope he will be on our side. Well, Melinda, do you work with Blake?
Well, I advise him in everything he does, unfortunately, but not right now. I'm a housewife. I used to be a clothing designer, as you can see, but now I stay home and take care of my baby. I think that's real important to have a well-adjusted child.
And you designed this dress?
Of course. Everything I wear.
Well, tell me, how long have you been married to Blake?
Hush, Ryan. Hush.
How long have we? 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
Well, what was the first thing that attracted you to each other?
Ryan, hush.
He was a lot of fun, and he had a lot of nice qualities, and I knew that he was truly a good person.
And this is what attracted you?
Yes.
Blake, what was it attracted you to Melinda?
What?
Well, guys, I've really enjoyed visiting with you, but I'm just wondering, you seem to work so hard and take care of the houses that you're building and your children, and what do you do in your spare time? Do you ever have any hobbies or leisure or anything that you'd like to do when you're not working?
I spend a lot of time at Bloomingdale's.
We've found deal that we've gotten into is recreational drugs. We've been buying a lot of drugs from Jimmy Barnett. Ryan struck up a great relationship with Jimmy's young son, Jeff. And usually during the week, we usually do a lot of downers. Then on the weekends, we get in with the uppers. It's proved to be a good balance.
I see.
Really.
Well,
also, I still play the piano quite a bit. And,
I was going to ask you to give a piano.
yeah. As a matter of fact, the piano room that I designed, I made an effort to finish it first here, and it's in here. If you'd like to hear a tune, I'd be glad to play.
You mean you would play for us?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
And you finished the music room here?
Yes.
Oh, yes, let's go do that, Blake.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Just like old times.
You bet. Play some good old tunes. Well, you can see the piano room came out well. I wanted to get it finished first so we could do this. One of my favorite old songs, I'm sure everybody will recognize it, is this one.
boys are girls.
Both of your boys are girls?
I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Did you tell me the 13-year-old was a cheerleader?
13-year-old is a cheerleader,
Uh-huh.
and the 11-year-old is kind of a jock.
A jock.
Swimmer.
A swimmer. Does either one of them take after Daddy?
No.
No. Okay, you don't play a lot of basketball anymore, do you?
I play zero basketball.
But isn't golf your game?
I play a lot of golf, walking games.
Where
No
do you
running.
Where do you play golf in McKinney?
Play at El Dorado Country Club.
Okay. And you work here in Dallas?
I work in Dallas and live in McKinney.
Okay. So, are you coming to the high school reunion?
Saving my money.
Do you have any messages for any of your old running buddies from Woodrow Wilson, class of 67?
I just wish they'd have passed me the ball quite a bit more than they did.
Okay. Excuse me. Someone told me I could find Randy Beavers out here at the Veranda Club,
No.
tennis pro.
Somewhere around here. I don't know where he is today, but yeah. Do you need a lesson or?
No, I need to put him on our video for our high school reunion.
Well, I think he can arrange that. Right now, I'm kind of busy, but.
Oh, you Randy?
Oh yeah. I know I've changed quite a bit, but.
Well, do you have an office or something where we can go?
Yeah, let's go up and we'll talk. We'll chat.
I really do like your office. Who's your decorator?
Well, we bring in Hugh Hefner every chance we get to spruce the place up, but we like it here. It's a little laid back.
Very nice.
Very conservative.
Well, how long have you been at the Veranda Club here at the Anatole?
I've been here about 3 years.
You're the tennis pro.
The club opened actually a little over 3 years ago, and I came over when the club opened.
Randy, what do you do when you get off of work after a long day of tennis?
Well, I kind of lay back and sit in the jacuzzi. And matter of fact, why don't you come on down and we'll go check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what does an attractive bachelor tennis pro do in Dallas for fun?
Fun?
Yeah, tell us the truth.
Well, I'm really pretty modest. I don't go make the club scene. But we have a lot of single women that are members here. A lot of ladies who work at the market and downtown. So I make sure they're entertained on the tennis court. And we have a lot of people that come in the hotel, a lot of groups, stewardesses in different groups that come in, play tennis. And so I stay pretty busy. I really do. Stay out of trouble. I try to stay out of trouble.
Well, when you're not playing tennis, Randy, I can't believe you don't have a bathing suit.
Oh, you didn't know that? I'm sorry.
I can't believe you
Come on in and join me here.
Gosh. Good to see you. It's been
so
such a long time. How are you doing?
Well, I'm just looking for a dress for the reunion.
And so am I. Lovely things here. Are you still single?
Yes, I am.
So am I. Have been for about 15 years. Isn't it fun being a single parent in the 80s?
It is.
Here in Dallas, Texas? Oh, goodness. This is a lovely thing, isn't it? Because I'm looking for something to wear to the 20-year reunion.
Oh, my gosh, that's right.
Happening this year, isn't it?
Don't you think that's a little young for you?
Oh. I just knew Susie could come up with some good advice.
This could really show off your wrinkles.
I'm loving this. This is horrible. Well, let's see. No, I don't think this is quite my fault, as a matter of fact. Actually, Susie, you know what I remember most about when we were in the 7th grade? Do you remember when you picked that fight with that girl in the front of the lawn?
Who was that, Claudette Knight?
Not Claudette. It was some hoary little thing with jet black hair. You don't remember?
I guess old age has taken the memory right away. Oh, I'd like to wear
now,
that
this
to
is
the
something
reunion.
I think I'm going to wear.
Where do you live now? You're not in Dallas anymore, are you?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
What on earth took you to Baton Rouge? Why would you leave Dallas, Texas to
She
go to
met
Baton?
this doctor, and he took her away.
He took her away. The doctor swept you away. And now?
And now I'm divorced.
And?
And I have 3 children. And she's happier. They're 17, 16, and 4.
So, okay, are they all girls?
And they're beautiful. She has 3 beautiful kids. My son is 17.
Uh-huh.
And I have 2 girls, 16 and 4.
16 and 4. What do you do in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? What does anybody do in Baton?
Not much. I go to school.
What are you studying?
Court reporting.
Court reporting? Then are you going to come back to Dallas and make all the big bucks that court reporters make here? Oh.
But I have another year to go, and I have a house, which keeps me very busy, and 3 kids.
Well, I know we have some attorneys from the class of 67, so
yeah.
You might need to say,
right, I'll get some contact.
Hire me in a few years.
Right.
And I married Terry Burnell, who's Ronnie Burnell's sister. And we never knew, we lived 4 blocks from each other all of our lives and never met each other till a year after I graduated.
Is that right?
And then we went together for 3 years and got married.
How about that? And then had these beautiful children.
And after we got married, I started teaching guitar, and Terry was working as a key punch operator. Taught guitar from 74, well, till now. I'm still teaching. I'm teaching part-time now. But 2.5 years ago, I got a job working with computers for Oakley Corporation.
You like that?
Yes, I do.
That's a major career change, isn't it?
It was a major career change.
Big deal.
You had to really do a lot of thinking about that.
Yeah, and went into the part-time teaching, and Then we started having babies.
Your fingernails are too long.
Is my little girl a ham?
When I went back, a few years after I graduated, and he said, you know, I wish I had you guys back in. All I have to do is send you home because you wouldn't cut your hair. Now I got kids coming in with knives, guns, you know, real problems. Back then all I had to do is, what else? Well, I used to get detentions for not singing the national anthem. I would stand up, but I wouldn't sing it, and I would get sent to the office for that.
But were you just a young militant rebel?
No, I was a Cuban citizen, and I appreciated this country, but I thought singing national anthem was a special thing, and I didn't want to do it.
You've been a Cuban citizen all these years?
All these years, I just got my American citizenship last year.
I can't believe it.
September 29th, I became an American citizen, so.
You know, I brown nose somebody to build this house. So, you know, you figure if I can brown nose my way to the top of real estate profession, then, you know.
Is that how you got here?
Oh, sure. Everybody knows that.
BS and brown nose the whole way?
You bet. Absolutely. Is Rule going to be at the deal?
Yeah, do you have anything to say to him?
I just want him to know, Rule, wherever you are, I want you to know I brown nosed my way here. I just hope I can continue to brown nose my way further.
I knew the name Looney would. If the name was Looney, it suited me.
How long did it take you to decide this is the man you want to get married to?
30 minutes.
Is that right? Well, that
Yeah.
says a lot for Mike.
Huh?
That says a lot for Mike. Woodrow people are like that.
Well, now I'm reconsidering.
Has he told you any of his secrets from his high school days?
What, Deanne?
Has he told you any of his secrets from his high school days?
Oh, I've heard plenty of stories about Blake and Michael and Brow and Greg Hill scuffling and let's see.
And you believe them all, don't you?
Yeah, I really do.
Has he changed?
Who, Michael?
Uh-huh.
I think he's probably grown up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And, Blake, and I think everyone, well, Brown may still be the same.
Brown is still Brown. Guess it's all on the same.
But we love him the way he is.
He's a sweetheart.
Larry Wallace and I cut a part of the school one day and went up to El Chico's to eat lunch. And we were eating lunch, and we had finished lunch, and we were 3 or 4 weeks before this, we had already been caught doing it, told repeatedly not to do it again. So we went up there, ate a Mexican lunch. We were getting ready to leave, and the waiter comes up with 2 orders of ice cream. And he says, "Here, these are for you." And we went, "Oh, well, we didn't order them." He says, "Oh, no, they're from this gentleman over here." And we looked over there, and it was Mr. Pierce.
Oh.
And he had bought us the ice cream. And the waiter puts it down, then he walks over there and he says, "Boys, I want you to enjoy your ice cream, because when you get back, your ass is mine." Boy.
How did Lloyd and I meet?
Yeah, how did you two meet? You've only been married, what, 5 years?
Yes. We both went to a bar one night. And he went with some friends that he knew, and I went with some friends that I knew. And one of my group knew one of his group. And we went up at this gigantic table together. And he wasn't there. So I sat in a chair, and I was being introduced around the table, and then this man came back. It was Lloyd. And he said, "Pardon me, miss, you're sitting in my chair." And I said, "Honey, I've got on sitting shoes, not standing shoes. I'm here. I'm staying here." And I just kind of ignored him. Well, he kept kind of standing around and finally offered to get me something to drink. And he brought back a drink, and this girl's going, "You were rude to this guy, and he got you a drink?" I said, "Must be nice." Then he came back with a drink, and oh, no, while he was gone to get the drink, I said something about, "Who is this guy?" And one of his so-called friends said, "He's gay."
I could tell you that's not true.
I can now, too. But at that point in time, I was going, oh. Well, he came back and said, "Honey, come sit here by me." So we sat in the same chair and talked and talked and talked. And it was like midnight. And he said, I said, "Well, I've got to go." He goes, wait, give me your telephone number. I'm going, "What do you want with my telephone number?" He said, "We need to get together. We had such a good time. We had so much fun. We really need to get together again." I said, "You're gay." He goes, "What?"
Wrong. Wrong.
Come on, you guys, let's go. Come on, don't be chicken.
Do you think this is a good idea?
I know it's a good idea.
Blue, you're getting us into something here.
Look, again, what are we going to do with the statue?
With the football game tomorrow night and all.
Well, that's what
I can't
we
believe
put
it.
her on the steps of Brian Adams. Climb over the
We
steps.
gotta climb it. Let's climb it.
City championship.
Girls
no?
first.
Girls first. I love it. Oh, really? I love it. Oh, no. Watch it. I love it.
Where am I supposed to grab?
Oh, there's barbed wire.
Blue.
Hey,
get out off of that.
Oh, no.
Down, every one of them. Right
The
now.
police are here.
Down.
Of all things. Great. This is great.
What are you kids doing here trying to get in the cemetery? Come on.
We were busy. We have a relative.
You know this is off limits, every one of you.
Well, it was locked and we didn't.
You're putting me in a very tough position, but, you know...
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, no, wait. Can we talk this over? Oh, no, Miss Bliss will kick me off.
Just what we need before the big game and all. Just what we need.
You're going to get in so much trouble, Jay. You got to see Jay, Lou. What did you do this time? My mother is going to kill me.
I had nothing to do with this.
A cheerleader getting caught.
I know it. I'm a
All right,
good
okay.
girl.
Quiet,
Trudy's
just a
good
minute.
girl.
Quiet, every one of you.
We really really weren't going to do anything harmful.
Well, you really weren't going to do anything. Yeah, about a month ago, you weren't going to burn the Huff Bridge either, were you? Turn around.
Wait, we didn't burn
Turn
Huff
around.
Bridge. We didn't
Sure
burn
you
Huff
did.
Bridge. We didn't do Huff Bridge.
We didn't burn the Huff Bridge.
No.
I'm working on the Huff Bridge thing.
We can do a plea bargain here.
I don't know what do you mean plea bargain.
I know who did it.
You're talking legal talk, Greg.
We all know who did it.
Sure, and I think I do now.
No.
No, not us. He was
You're
not.
sure?
Oh, yes.
Who?
He plays football. I'm a
Hold it
cheerleader.
just a minute. Hold it. Who burned the Huff Bridge?
Wait a minute. If we tell you, will you let us go home?
I've been working on that night and day. I can't find out who it was. I know it was someone from Woodrow.
But you won't tell our parents?
If you tell me for sure, I will go get the person that did it, and it's all over.
You won't
With
tell
you
our parents?
for now.
Oh, I can still be a cheerleader.
I'm
Still
ready to
playing
tell.
the city game. What do you think?
We have no
hurry.
choice. We
I
have
don't-
no choice.
We don't have forever.
Mike Barnes!
You're sure it's Mike Barnes? You're not.
He's been bragging
Oh,
about it last month.
Everything.
He's been doing his juvenile thing.
Always Mike Barnes.
Always
What about
talks
the
about
Hannah?
it.
Jennings?
This is great.
Officer Jennings, how can
Slow
we
down.
grab our car?
He's here.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey.
She can get a Frisco. What are we going to do now?
Good show,
It's all
Greg.
your
Way
fault,
to go.
Blue.
Good show.
Way to go. Jay Baloo, you will always get us into trouble for the bathroom.
Hello?
Oh, Mike Barnes? Mike Barnes? Officer Jennings.
You're finally going to arrest me, huh?
Is it funny?
It used to be.
The Huff Trail, remember?
I was there.
You were there? Confession?
I need to speak to a lawyer first.
Sir?
I'd like to speak to a lawyer first.
No lawyers on this.
Don't take my daddy to jail.
Take their daddy to jail. I didn't do it. I want Sherwood's lawyers.
The policeman, he's taking me away. I can't believe it.
Will you come visit me in jail?
I will.
Oh, hello, Deanne.
Well, hi, Susie. How are you doing? My goodness.
Would you like a little nip? A little afternoon nip?
Oh, no, I think I'll wait until after 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. That's probably a good idea.
Well, you certainly have a lovely home here, and you're still in Lakewood.
Yes, dear. I wanted to get back here so badly. Finally, I convinced my husband to move back to Lakewood.
You are married then?
I am. I've been married 6 or 7 times, but this one is sticking.
Well, do you have any grandchildren yet?
No, dear, none yet.
I see.
After all, we're not really old enough to have grandchildren, are we?
Of course not. We are very young.
We are young, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Well, do you remember your high school days? Do you have any fond memories of high school?
Oh, a lot. High school was a real fun time for me. I dated a lot. I really enjoyed dating.
You did have a lot of dates, didn't you?
I did. I think I majored in dating.
Oh, let's see some two-bits.
Maybe everybody will yell right along with me.
Ask them all to stand.
Okay. 2 bits, 4 bits, hey, 6 bits, a dog. All for the Wildcats. Stand up and holler.
I bet you
Hop in.
Denny Davis?
Yeah.
How are you?
Deanne Egan, how are you?
Gosh, I hadn't seen you in ages.
Oh, it's been a long time. Get in, hurry up.
Well, do you have time to stay and visit for a while?
Oh, I wish I did, Deanne. They have got me the pool and tennis. I've got to drop some of my Johns. I'm going to go grocery store, cleaners. I've got some errands, extra errands to run. Can we do lunch next week?
Yes, Denny, let's do lunch.
It would be fun.
Okay.
I'll see you then.
Okay.
Let's go, Mom. Hurry
Bye-bye.
up. Okay. Bye. Seatbelts on. Put your seatbelts on.
Now we're in the control room. Deanne, this is the control room where they direct the programs that are going on in the studio. And right now, one of my staff, program coordinator, is editing some footage that he got recently in London. That will be a part of the show that's going on this afternoon, this evening.
So they do all of their editing here in the studio?
Yes.
And did I see a sound stage down the hall?
A sound stage.
Well, I don't know what you call it.
We're not at the communications complex, Deanne.
Well, it looks like a studio with lots of lights and a camera.
There is a studio.
Okay.
Did you want to go into the studio?
I'd love to see the studio. Patty, is this where you do a lot of your filming?
This is our studio, and okay. Stop it. Oh my.
Well, aren't you a newlywed?
Well, sort of. I got married in November of '85. I think you came to the wedding.
I do believe I was there.
And married someone from South Oak Cliff.
Well, he is from South Oak Cliff.
Come on. Okay.
Patty, aren't you a newlywed?
Yes, I got married in November of 1985. I think you came to the wedding. And he's from Dallas and works here in Irving. And
oh, come on, don't be modest. We know what he does.
Oh, but maybe we'll just find out.
Okay, all right.
Most of the people from high school will remember me as a crazy son of a bitch that just was on the edge of insanity most of the time. I tried to live life one up from anything else I saw going on out there.
And did you succeed?
Well, I think I did a pretty good job of being a role model for anybody that wanted to be excessive.
Well, I do know I've heard this story ever since high school and have heard it again the last few months during this video about Mike Barnes and a wreck on Huff Bridge and the bridge mysteriously burning down. And somehow all fingers seem to point at you, Mike.
Well, it was a fitting thing to happen to me. I'm sure you've heard the story before, but basically it starts off at the parking lot across the street from Sharko's at Wyatt's. There were four of us in the car. Bill Oates at the wheel. Hardy Hargrave sitting in the front seat. Ben Mitchell and myself, there's five. Steve Smart, Lake Highlands or Hillcrest from some other high school. And it was late at night, and I had some extra beers someone must have given me.
Because we know you certainly didn't buy them?
No, I didn't buy it, or I didn't drink that much. So we got in Bill's car, and it was obvious that everybody had been drinking that night. And we started for a cruise out to White Rock Lake to see what kind of trouble that we could get into. We started going down Huff Road Trail, which is a two-lane blacktop road that led up to Huff Road Bridge, a rickety wooden bridge that kind of curved around. As we're going up the road, we say to Bill, "God damn, Bill, can't you drive any faster than this?" And he says, "Sure, I can drive a lot faster than this." And he floorboards it, and we start going up the bridge, and it goes into a slide. The car starts hitting the rails on one side, and I was sitting in the back seat left. I could see the rails just shooting out. We bounced off that side, and I thought, God, we're going to live through this. And then I looked out the front window, and we sailed right off the other side. And rolled to the bottom of the...
Must have scared you to death.
I don't really remember being scared. I remember being more thankful than anything once that it was over with and I could actually walk away from that wreck.
All of you walked away?
Every one of us.
That's incredible.
It was one of those wrecks where everybody should have died, but no one did.
Yeah.
God loved us, obviously.
Really? Well, then the next night or with the next few nights, the bridge mysteriously burned?
The bridge burned. I think they had these smudge pot kind of things that were marking the spot where we had taken off. And someone obviously kicked these smudge pots over and set foot to the bridge.
Well, I have to ask. I have to ask. Did you set fire to the bridge, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you the same thing that I told the police that knocked on my door a couple of days later. I did not burn down Huff Road Bridge. Though I wanted to. And should have.
Mike, what was it like to sit down in the first few rows of the auditorium on a Friday with the pep assembly with everybody in the school yelling for you and cheerleaders up there jumping around and the drill team behind you and all the band and the music and knowing that your big game was Friday night?
Made you feel very, very important, and there was a high that I think every jock in the world gets from having that kind of attention.
And at the football game at night?
It was the ultimate high. Well, I don't know if it was the ultimate high, but it was a high being at a football game and running out on the field with the band playing and people yelling in the stands. When I moved back to Dallas, I lived in a house that wasn't too far from a stadium where they played high school games. I think we'd been in the house a couple of weeks, and it was a kind of a cool autumn evening, and I walked outside one night, I think what I was doing. There was two things that just hit me and just jerked me right back to 1967, and one of them that fireplaces that were burning, the smell of that wood in the air. And I could hear in the distance the crowd yelling at that stadium and the drum beat, and I was right back there. That memory just jumped all over me.
Do you understand what the high school mystique is, why this time is so special for us to look back and gather together and want to see each other again no matter what?
Well, I've thought about that a lot. The thing I think about high school is that we knew each other then, and that was before we had any of the things that we define our lives with now, the jobs and husbands and children and success in life. And I think that we either liked each other for who we were or we didn't like each other. It was just very plain and simple.
Do you think that we have a special bonding growing up in East Dallas?
I think so. Having left Dallas so many years ago and coming back to see the changes and to see the different people from all over the country that are living here now. I think for us, in 1967, strangers were anybody that lived north of Dallas. There's people from all over the country living here. It's very unusual to even run into anybody that's from Dallas, much less growing up in our part of Dallas. I like the feeling of this is my place, that these are my people, and that I belong here.
Do you think it's true that you can't go back?
I don't think you can go back, but you can look back, and that's what I'd like to do, at least for an evening.
Long ago, far away, life was clear. Close your eyes. Remember is a place from long ago. Remember, filled with everything you know. Remember, when you're sad and feeling down. Remember, turn around. Remember